Okay, and we're back on the right channel this time, hopefully. I think we're streaming to Star League. This week we're doing pro races at low percent. We're going to be starting off today with Brutwarst versus Groomp, and you'll probably know a lot more of the names today. The rest of the racers are Kurt versus Yoshi, DT versus Night Harvester, and Buddy versus Link Ruler. Like I said before, we're starting off with Brutwarst versus Groomp in a best 2 out of 3 low percent races, and this time we're streaming to the right channel. I'm joined today by Pibonacci as my co-commentator. How's it going, Pib? Okay.
Hey again, Hectic. And hey, Shad, I'm doing fine.
Alright, and
I'm excited to see how these races are gonna go.
Yeah, we'll hopefully be seeing a lot more professional, crazy, awesome play with this low percent races. And hopefully we'll be seeing a lot of wins. With junior races, they had a slow start for victories, but the more we saw them play, the more victories we ended up seeing. I think there was a total of 5 OMEC wins. I could be wrong about that, but
that's not too bad.
Yeah, for juniors, I mean, it's fairly impressive. I remember Mike is my Ike reached OMEC twice and died both times. He's been forever remembered for pulling a mic. Alright, and we're going to be getting started as soon as possible on the correct channel this time. But yeah, this should be interesting.
Yeah, everyone has been practicing quite a bit, so I have decent expectations that they will be able to finish most seeds. Like, you can always get fucked, that's what else is new. But it should be fine. Everyone finds their right pace. I think like in-game times around 4 minutes should be expected in general.
I'm gonna try and keep track of who gets the fastest time as well for completions.
Oh, that's a good idea.
We'll see how many wins we get. Which junior got the first OMEC win? You, Saturn, and I wonder how you forgot that. Oh, Brutwarst. Let's hope his stream goes up before the freaking race starts.
Couldn't bear the tension anymore.
Alright, and they should be starting in a moment. Brutwarst is offline. Okay, they're good.
Back now.
They're good.
And we are going.
Yeah, Brutwarst versus Groomp, I'll reiterate, low percent, best 2 of 3, complete the game with only starting health and items. You can use environmental things like rocks and pots, but that's it. Hopefully we won't have too many issues with Brutwarst's stream. But if we do, we'll get to that when it happens.
Personally interested in the approach different races will have, like, do you take blind drops, do you go for arrow rips? Yeah, like right there, for example, Groomp kinda took some blind drop and got screwed by an arrow trap. Decides not to reset about the health loss, which... I don't know, it's a difficult question.
Is it
you
worth
reset
it to
early?
go for? You know, because you'd be 30 seconds behind once you reset.
So that means the other racer can go slower already. But 2 health lost early is quite a problem.
Yeah, and with all these arrow traps Groomp is getting and a bunch of giant spiders, we'll have to see. But Groomp first to reach the green mines of the day, immediately followed by Brutwarst.
Was reaching it in 50 seconds. Brute decided to use a rope earlier for an arrow trap. That's another thing, like, do you do that in a race? Or do you go back for some environmental item? Brute also misreads the level there a bit and goes to the left where the pass down couldn't be because of the castle area.
Yeah. So far so good with the jungle. Not much trouble for either racer, but they're both on Jungle 2-2 and Groomp is entering 2-3, so we'll have to see. We're definitely going to see some higher levels earlier on with the pro racers as opposed to juniors, where usually it took a little while to get a good level going.
Nice backpack there from Brute, otherwise he would have died. What a horrible frog spawn there.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
We also have 1 Tiki trap that required Brute to use a rope already. I kinda personally want to keep track of that, like how many Tiki traps over the course of the tournaments are gonna be spawning in impossible positions to deal with on low percent.
I gotta imagine there's gonna be a lot. But Groomp heading to the blue mines.
I would skip the black market on the way. If you find the black market early, that's another thing. You can use a bomb to basically skip the level.
Yeah.
There are quite a few little things that you basically have to have your mind about. Want to go for it or not? The Groomp is ahead by quite a bit, but also down to 1 health.
Both racers are on the ice caves on their first one, which is fairly impressive. I'm sure they've been practicing a lot. You know, when you get to the actual races, the pressure is on.
It really is about finishing a run and not necessarily about speed. Oh, we'll see how this works out.
It's like Groomp is keeping a steady lead of 1 level over Brute. Oh! And Brute takes fall damage, drops his mine, and then triggers his own landmine. That's brutal.
Yeah, I hate mines for exactly that reason.
Yeah, I find myself in the temple about to finish a low percent run, but always somehow manage to trigger my own mine and die. And nobody focus on the brutal pun that I made.
Couldn't make the argument that if you take fall damage on the ice caves, you're probably gonna die anyway, so might as well have a mine.
Yeah, I mean,
he would have survived there otherwise.
Mines are inarguably a good asset to have, especially on low percent runs where your bombs are limited. But so far, Groomp has made it to the gray mines, otherwise known as the temple, on his first run. But oh, as I say that, he lands on the scorpion. 1 health is nothing.
I was about to say, can he play it safe from here and live with 1 health? Well, apparently not.
But 4-1 is the level to beat, and we're only a third of the way through the races. Anything can happen.
I don't think bombs, by the way, are that important. They really are important on speedruns, but in a race, if you can get 4 bombs to all make, you can do a safe way, sure. But if you have to use a bomb anyway, then it starts to not really matter.
Yeah.
I'd rather use a bomb for safety and like a 10-second time save on a level, compared to keeping them for all make just to save like 1 cycle there, which is 2 seconds.
Yeah, the tables definitely have turned. Root is in the lead, but he still has to reach Temple 4-2 to be in the lead, or if he wants to try and go for overtime, he can reach 4-1 and die, but there's no reason to intentionally do that.
Can you explain overtime again real quick for both me and the viewers?
Overtime is when both racers end up, after the 15-minute time slot is over, if they both reach the same area, so if Brutwarst makes it to 4-1, and then neither of them get any further, then we go into overtime, and overtime is where we give both racers 1 run to get as far as they can, as fast as they can. So
it doesn't matter how far you got on that level you are tied with, and it also doesn't matter who reached it first.
Yeah, it just matters how far you get in the 15-minute time slot. Because keeping track of the times is a little bit difficult along with that.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mostly meant like who reached it first in terms of real time wise.
In overtime, it's whoever beats the game first, or if neither beat the game, then whoever got the farthest in that overtime. And if they tie again, another round of overtime. Hopefully, that doesn't get abused at any point. Oh!
It shouldn't.
Groomp got lucky with a monkey there, chose not to kill it, and only got gold taken away from him.
Yeah, that's another thing where in races you could think about just using a bomb to deal with it. Like normally people use the rope when not next to the ceiling that kills the monkey, but...
Hey, who are you people?
Oh, nice.
See, this is what I was wondering about.
We're Spelunkers, and we're using TeamSpeak to talk during a tournament.
Okay, so you guys know, what the fuck's his name, Sev?
We know Bum. Bum gives us this channel.
Bum Commando. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, well, alright. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Okay, I know who you are then. Thank you.
Yeah.
User left your channel. User was moved out of
Okay, so let's just hope that doesn't happen again. That was amazing. Alright, back to races. Let's just pretend that never happened. So Groomp has apparently died while we went through that, but Brute is continuing on the ice caves.
I didn't pay attention in the meantime either.
Yeah.
Brute has 4 health, 4 bombs, 2 ropes, so...
Lots of rope usage.
Get past for 1. Well, you need 1 rope if you want to do the safe fight on Ormec with 4 bombs or something.
Yeah.
Or you could go insanely risky and do ropeless in a race, which I would highly not recommend.
But it's all tied up here. Brute is on 4-1. If he makes it ahead, he'll have the lead.
Correct.
But once again, we're only halfway through the races. Anything can happen. Like, people could interrupt us on TeamSpeak or something. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? Looks like Brute is opting to use the mine, so safe strats are still semi-possible, but he does need to use Olmec for it. But yeah, the lead is given to Brute. 4-2. But now there's a mummy situation. Oh, and
You
he
really
makes it through.
don't want to need to dodge the locust like that, but it worked out.
Here's the first damage of the run for Brute. From a
Yeah, with
Croc
4
Man.
bombs, that shouldn't matter. He should just play it safe now. Like, he can wait there for... Okay, he might get a Dark Level anyway, but he could just wait it out
This is a brutal temple for Brute. I gotta stop
or
using
kill
Brute.
it. He has enough time.
Alright. I definitely agree with that choice, though. Beating Olmec is the thing to do right now. With such a heavy lead, Groomp is in the mine, so... The mummies are not being kind to Brute today. This is,
Yeah.
like, unfortunate.
Well, they are never kind to anyone.
That's true.
Basically.
They're here to get their revenge on humanity.
They, mostly on races, they just mean a huge time loss, because you just have to wait them out, or bomb past them.
Yeah, they're never,
Couldn't
like,
really-
a wall necessarily. They're always, you know, surmountable, but... There's such a large time loss, usually.
Yeah, but then again, that doesn't really matter right now.
On to
Brute is
Olmec.
entering Olmec with 4 bombs. Let's see if he just does the reasonable and safe thing and makes Olmec stomp down once and then has a completely safe fight with 4 bombs. Or if he goes for the fast way.
Either way, he has a
Mhm.
solid lead right now. Even if he does die on Olmec, that means Groomp has to reach Olmec in order to tie this game up.
Yes. He...
Alright, Brute's playing it
Go
safe.
for
It
the
looks
safe
like
strat,
this one's
yeah.
gonna go to him as long as nothing gets brutally messed up. I really have to
Yeah.
stop using the word brutally.
No, you like it. You like it, you won't stop using it, admit it. Yeah, unless he messes up the bombs here, it should be fine. He has enough health and rope, so... Actually, that gap down there looks a bit irritating. Yeah, that actually might be a problem.
Oh my.
No, it's fine.
It's
because
possible, yeah.
It will destroy one of the blocks above it, and then Olmec will just crush the block to the right that's still remaining.
Alright, and this is over as long as Olmec doesn't do any funny business.
Well,
Yeah.
he's known for that.
Oh, there's the comeback. Brute wins this round. To recap, Groomp made it to 4-1 taking the lead at the start, but Brute eventually, one of his later runs, made it all the way to Olmec and won the game, so that was impressive. Especially with
Yep.
such a bad temple.
Well, I don't know if these guys are watching each other, so maybe
Yeah.
he just knew that he could just take as much time as he wants to.
That's the question. If they're watching each other, they know whether or not to use a safe strat, but... And then... we will probably be going off of in-game time in that situation. Because see, with stream delay, no one can really know, except for the racers themselves. And then it's just you
Oh,
can type done faster. The chances of that happening are such a ludicrous thing, so we'll probably go off of in-game time.
It's not that rare, honestly. I had a race with Bum before where we actually basically we tied in a hell race, so like 9 minutes real time. And I had a race last week with a bunch of people, and I think Kurt actually finished before me, but I got the victory on SRL because I typed done faster. So yeah, this is not necessarily an easy thing. Since we are in a tournament, you can always go back and time it if it really is that close of a deal.
Yeah, if that does happen, I mean... If we really can't make a choice, we can always go into overtime.
Like, as soon as someone is pausing for whatever reason for a second in between levels, or just not progressing as fast as the other one, then in-game time also won't be precise anymore. Anyway, both races approaching the jungle.
Yep,
Always for resources.
good start for both.
Yeah,
of them.
it was even less than 10 seconds damage, it was like 2 seconds. So that's 2 examples already for that being.
Let's just
thing that
hope we
can
don't have to
totally
deal with
happen.
that. I mean, I mean, if it does happen, I guess we'll have to figure it out.
And Groomp died on spikes. I'm kinda hoping though that we will have to deal with it, because it means that the race is gonna be incredibly close.
Yeah, I mean, that would be really exciting for sure. But yeah, like Pep said, Groomp died onto some spikes earlier and is now back on the mines. Brute is currently pushing the lead to 2-3, so we'll have to see how this race goes down.
There's nothing worse than constantly seeing black markets on these low percent races.
Yeah.
And I saw another one for Brute. Also the Tiki Trap counter goes up to 2. There's another one that required you to use a rope.
Yeah? I bet you we're gonna see tons.
Yeah.
But, I hope for Groomp's sake that Brute doesn't make it far enough. Otherwise, this is gonna be a quick match.
Yeah, if Brute just plays it safe from here on, then this is over already. But it's Spelunky, so playing it safe doesn't do the trick necessarily.
It looks like Brute is gonna make it to the ice caves again on its first run.
He has a decent start at least. It's gonna be like seconds into the jungle again, but he can't win on his own anymore basically. He won't be able to catch up.
It's a really odd ice caves layout.
Yeah.
Oh
Blocked
man.
off, but luckily the mines worked out there.
Oh, and the worm block.
So did the worm.
That is a... Wow, that is a
worked out
really
better than it
silly
could've
ice
been.
caves thing. Oh man, that was interesting. Brute getting that blue gem from this guy. But yeah, Brute is pushing the lead to 3-3, so we'll have to see how Groomp counters that. I mean, as far as resources go, Brute is sitting pretty.
Yeah. He can just do it over himself.
I don't think he's misread any ice caves, hasn't gotten any bad exits. They've been right where he was looking for them.
Seems like he has slowed down a bit now and tries to just play it safe. Not going for blind drops, of course, also not for some bit more risky ledge grabs.
Yeah.
The ice caves worked out pretty well for him.
On to the
Then we
temple.
go. While Groomp is still in the jungle. But there's something that could have... Yeah, like you kinda don't want to have to deal with a crocodile randomly teleporting all over the place.
These mummies today have been ridiculous. Poor Brute.
Too bad they can't kill each other. Any bomb below? No, the exit has to be on the left side, so he just has to wait them out. And he has to keep his composure, realizing that he totally can wait them out. He has some time for that.
And he goes.
There's just the risk that you get punished for having to play it slow by finding a dark level afterwards.
We'll have to see. If there's a dark level here, bad things. But no, Brute is lucky. He gets a light level.
Well, let's say he's not unlucky.
Here, you know,
Who goes
that's
for
true.
that? Who will go for this kind of drop in a race, by the way? Because that drop without using a rope totally is possible.
It is true, but I personally wouldn't go for it. Brute once again opting to use a mine. I expect him to use the same Olmec strat, and he's nearing Olmec, so this might be a very quickly ending match.
Even if he has to use another bomb, he can still have a pretty safe Olmec fight.
And a really nice
do it with
placement
speed.
for Prayers to Kali.
Yeah, you don't complain about Prayers to Kali on 4-3. Decides to go to the other side to not have to deal with the arrow trap, which apparently was triggered, but I didn't realize that either.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's the level you like. Groomp seems to be doing well too.
Yeah, Groomp has got up all
Entering
the
the
way to the
temple now as well. Yeah, he did catch up quite a bit, but it's just not gonna be enough.
If Brute makes a mistake on Olmec, Groomp might be able to make the comeback.
Let's see. No, he has 4 bombs still. Yeah, he's just gonna play it safe. Which means he fit.
Oh!
Wow.
Oh, that's so mean! Who plays this game? Oh,
What happened to Groomp? I was looking at.
Groomp was running, and there was a 1-block area where he could drop from, and there was a crushed block below the screen that came up and killed him. There's no way, like, anyone can resolve that.
Yeah, no, let's just. Utterly.
Oh.
His comfort will be it didn't matter anymore
It's true.
because Brute is playing the safe, going basically for the exact same setup for the safe Olmec strat,
Oh,
and finishes
that
in
just feels-
under 5 minutes.
that just feels unfair. But congrats to Brute. 2 victory
It's
wins.
unfair. you do realize which game we are commentating here.
This is true. This is Spelunky. Nothing is fair in this game.
Nothing it is.
Oh man.
Brute won 2 out of 3 seats, basically, and the 2 he finished also were finished in a decent time. So yeah, just a solid performance.
Still waiting for that race setup where we get a 3rd race. So far they've all ended in sweeps. But congrats to both racers for good performances. We reached the temple at least once for both racers in each race. So impressive performance by each. I feel really bad that Groomp got that run stolen from him. That was so brutal. Brutal. But yeah, congrats to Brute for winning. He'll move on to the next bracket, but Groomp is not out of the competition. He is being sent to the losers bracket next. And he still has a chance to win from there, so we'll have to see what happens to Groomp. But we're going to take a second here to go offline, set up the next race, and hopefully you'll stick around. Our next race, I believe, is Kurt versus Yoshi, so get hyped for that.
Nice.